evening and welcome. You're watching the 7 o'clock news on CNC3. I'm Ria Rambali.
I am Jesse Ramdew.
I'm Jovan Ravello with Sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight.
Yeah, just first one time. Boom, boom, boom.
3 residents arrested as police move in on Piccadilly protesters and shut down a planned walk of peace.
Defending restrictions, police say they've uncovered hidden agendas behind recent public protests.
For the second time in history, TNT secures a prestigious seat on the UN Security Council. But why did 9 nations refuse to vote?
In sport, St. Benedict's College and Holy Faith Convent Couva claim inaugural under-15 national futsal title.
After days of mainly sunshine and haze, the atmosphere is finally getting a little more active and unsettled on the Corpus Christi holiday. Join me for details on this and more in the full forecast.
The intended March of Peace in East Port-of-Spain this afternoon ended abruptly as police officers not only chased participants but also arrested 3 of them.
Officers came out in full riot gear, backed by heavily armed members of the regiment to ensure nothing untoward took place. Jensen Lavend and Crystal James were there for this report.
3 residents of East Port-of-Spain were arrested on Wednesday during what was dubbed a walk for peace to end the war between factions of East Port-of-Spain. What should have been a march of peace ended before one footstep was taken as police officers quickly put an end to the gathering. They were supported by members of the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. But as one organizer tells CNC3 News, this is not their last attempt at making peace.
We just want the togetherness back in the community, and we just find enough is enough. That's it.
So after this, so you will still see this continue?
Of course, yes. Yes.
Gaskin adds, the motive behind the march was to send a clear message that they have had enough bloodshed. And with a heavy police and army presence, attendees were quickly told there would be no peace march today.
Yeah, just first one time. Boom, boom, boom.
Social media personality and musician Nicholas Muté, alias Muté X, was dissatisfied with the early cancellation of the march.
We came to protest peace, right? We came to protest peace in Trinidad, and the police is telling us to go from here, go in our car, move from here. We came to protest peace, and they don't want us to protest peace, so which means they want the killing to go on.
Social activist Fuad Abubakar says the march was not aimed at antagonizing the police, but to express the disgust at gang wars. He says the heavy police presence, while not intimidating, could have been better handled. But head of the Port-of-Spain Division Senior Superintendent Raymond Tom says the police presence was needed.
We have to prepare to protect the public. We have no idea about the magnitude of how large the crowd would be, the amount of persons that would be gathering, and exactly what is the intent. Besides what we saw about, we as police officers welcome the initiative for peace amongst all factions. It is something that we are supportive of. However, as I said, there are ways to go about getting approval to do what you want to do.
Those who came out promised that today's failed march will not deter their attempt at ending gang violence.
Both sides, right, that come to all the sides that come to together to make this possible, let me keep it. Let me keep it. Let me show the government, look, we are unity, and we are strength.
Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
Police say they have information about some of the recent protests that the public is not privy to. Assistant Superintendent of Crime Ashley Mungru says intelligence gathered by officers suggests some people may be trying to exploit public demonstrations, raising concerns about possible disorder.
Mungru says that information influences how the TTPS responds to gatherings during the state of emergency, adding that police need advance notice of public meetings and marches so they can assess potential risks.
We are just out there to keep the peace, and also bearing in mind the information that we have at present would cause us to operate or act proportionate to that information. Because some people just going out on the media and speaking about bring out the long ones and bring out the short ones. How is the police expected to respond to that in such a situation? We have to plan for for eventualities, and without the information coming to us, we could only treat with it with what we have.
Mungru reminded the public that different rules apply under the SOE and organizers must follow the requirements outlined in the law. The state of emergency remains in effect until June 17th. The Office of the Attorney General is clarifying that the ongoing SOE remains in effect until midnight next Wednesday and not today, as seen circulating on social media. The office said the SOE was declared by the President with effect from March 3, 2026. The proclamation initially remained in force for 15 days and would have expired at midnight on March 17th. However, it was extended for 3 months by a simple majority resolution of the House of Representatives, but the opposition believes government will extend the SOE and has plans to bring a new ZOSO bill to Parliament, which will not require a special majority vote. Well, Communication Workers Union Secretary General Joanne Ogier has blasted government restrictions on protests at 15 designated locations, calling it a galloping dictatorship.
Ogier described the measure as draconian, warning it threatens long-standing trade union rights. She stressed dissent is not disloyalty, and while unions have consulted attorneys, they have not yet decided on legal action. Meanwhile, President of the National Nursing Association, Eddie Stewart, says unions remain concerned and want a meeting with the Prime Minister. He argues the restrictions leave few practical protest sites in Port of Spain.
Members are tonight leading a candlelight vigil in San Juan as they say democracy and freedom are under attack in this country.
Doris Polo is at the Quasi where the vigil is being held. Let's check in with her.
Good evening, everyone. Now, while what was called a peace march was disbanded by police in East Port of Spain, the People's National Movement has been given the green light to host what they are calling a candlelight vigil in defense of freedom and democracy. And with me here is Senior Counsel Larry Lala, who is going to share the importance of this event. In fact, today we asked numerous people about their thoughts of people in the country being told they can't protest, they can't assemble in certain places, 15 to be exact. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I want to make it clear. We have a right to protest. It is simply that the order that was passed by the government through the police commissioner prevents persons from protesting in certain places. It's the first time in our history since independence that we have an order like that in place, and I think it's something very serious. It is not a political issue. It is an issue that affects our constitutional rights. It is the birthright of each and every citizen of this Trinidad and Tobago, this Republic of Trinidad and Tobago that we stand in. And it's important for citizens to come forward and let the government know that this will not work. We are not going to stand for it.
Why do you think this assembly here, people coming out in freedom of democracy and democracy, is important?
Well, it's important to convey the importance of the issue to the general public, and that is why we have chosen to wear white. We don't want it to be seen as purely a political issue. It is an issue touching the citizens. Imagine in this day and age, the government is telling citizens that you cannot even go in Woodford Square. One man with a placard cannot go and stand in Woodford Square in silent protest against anything in this country. And that is fundamentally wrong. And that has to change. And we have to put a stop to it. Because what the government is doing now is testing the waters. They're trying to see how far they could go. And we must tell them that the buck stops here. You can't go any further than this.
What would you say to naysayers who might consider this a politicization of important issues? For instance, the police-involved shooting of Kaya Celia and Joshua Samaru, and other matters that trade unions are also protesting for. What are your thoughts on that and those criticisms, those types of critiques?
It is not politicization of any issue. It is persons coming forward to exercise their right to freedom of thought and expression, and that is what is found in our Constitution, and that is what has to be protected for each and every one of us.
Well, there you have it. Dozens of people still assembling here at the Kweze in San Juan, and we are awaiting the opposition leader. She's not here yet. We did see some existing MPs, like, for instance, Nian Gatsby-Dolly. We saw Kareem Marcel, and other people are going to continue to assemble and await the opposition leader's address to those that are here. So for now, it's Doris Polo, CNC3 News, San Juan.
All right, thank you so much, Doris. Well, today we asked, do you support the Prime Minister's decision to maintain the no protest zones?
Here's what some of you had to say.
Instead of saying that, they could have simply say, we only want peaceful protests. You could come with your signs, you could sit down, but we don't want no violence and we don't want no loud chanting. Because they still had to get a point out.
I think they should be able to protest once it's peaceful, because that's our democracy. That's where we came from, and we are generally peaceful people.
I personally believe that once they're not breaching any laws, that you should be able to protest wherever you want to.
I find it should be, at least for it to be law-abiding people, you have to abide by the laws. Common sense.
They could do that because of the state of emergency, but due to how the law is in the country, I think people have the right to protest because they have a right to protest for things that they're not pleased about. And the state of emergency is keeping that from happening.
Maxi taxi drivers across the country have returned to work today. However, the secretary of the Maxi Taxi Association, Vikash Kisundath, says they've not gotten anywhere with their concerns. Kisundath says they are back on the road out of care and concern for their passengers. However, the government has not afforded them the same courtesy.
Considering the actual moving in a good direction with the ministry and the government, I don't think so. We haven't gotten any positive response. Anything that we would say that is going in a positive direction, considering the issues that we have.
He adds that Maxi taxi drivers will continue to advocate for the government to enforce the laws as it concerns PH drivers.
Well, still to come in the news, Senate shake-up coming, opposition leader to reshuffle her bench 1 month after Janelle John Bates resigns.
Financial crisis hits the Arima Corporation as funding dries up. Workers face sudden job cuts.
Coming up in sport, Clippers and Spartans get the W in North Zone Basketball League's 2nd division.
Extra, read all about it.
We are more than headlines. More than stories on a page.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper, your favorite national newspaper, is relaunching its community feature section with one major focus in mind.
It's all about we Trinis.
We life and culture.
We heritage.
We health.
We food. We music.
We community.
We men.
We women.
We kids, yay! Everything we love and adore. We are every part of Trinidad and Tobago. And now, We is a space where every reader sees themselves reflected. Introducing We, the Guardian's bold new celebration, a magazine dedicated to irresistible stories and features that celebrate the very best of Trini life. Our stories, our culture, our life.
Welcome back. For the second time in this nation's history, Trinidad and Tobago will have a seat on the United Nations Security Council.
This morning at the UN headquarters in New York, Trinidad and Tobago received more than the required support during a secret ballot vote. However, 9 countries abstained from voting, and one political analyst believes some CARICOM members may have withheld their support.
Akash Samaru has more.
With a seat at the table comfortably secured, the government wasted no time in outlining its mission.
We will place particular emphasis on advancing the women and children on the peace and security agenda, addressing the illicit trafficking of small arms and light weapons, and examining the implications of artificial intelligence.
running uncontested as the Caribbean and Latin American nomination for a non-permanent seat on the Security Council, Trinidad and Tobago needed 2/3, or in this case, 122 votes to win. And of the 191 countries that voted today,
number of votes obtained, Trinidad and Tobago, 181. Guyana, 1.
Now you heard correctly. 181 votes for Trinidad and Tobago and 1 for Guyana. A vote that continues to puzzle officials, as Guyana was not a candidate, leading them to believe someone wrote in Guyana on the secret ballot paper. But here's something else.
Abstentions, 9.
That means 9 countries abstained from supporting Trinidad and Tobago. Now remember, it's a secret ballot, so there is no way of knowing who those 9 are for sure. But political analyst Peter Wickham said he would not be surprised if some CARICOM members are among them. Wickham told CNC3 News that may have been the case. He said Trinidad and Tobago has done little in recent years to cultivate goodwill or influence within CARICOM, and he said it may count itself fortunate that some of its regional partners did not unite to derail the vote altogether. But speaking with CNC3 News today, Minister Sean Sobers believes TNT had the support of its regional partners.
CARICOM endorsed us. There were no new candidates thrown in at the last moment, and we have no reason to doubt that CARICOM maintained the endorsement and that we got their full support today.
So what does the UN Security Council do? The 15-member committee investigates global fights, deploys peacekeepers in active conflict zones, orders sanctions, approves international military action, and approves new UN members.
The Honorable Prime Minister Prasad Visesa has instructed that we use our tenure on the United Nations Security Council to champion issues, the voices and aspirations of all people, and more importantly, to amplify the unheard voices to ensure that justice and equality anchor lasting security.
International relations expert Dr. Anthony Gonzalez told CNC3 News the Security Council position will give TNT a better seat at the table and more leverage when engaging with other countries who may want this country's support. However, he warned that the Security Council is losing its global authority.
Because the Americans no longer believe in the UN, they're not funding the organization. So the Security Council really doesn't function. I mean, all the conflicts that you have in Ukraine and so on, where's the UN?
And former Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Amory Brown said the foundation for today's victory was laid years ago, and he paid tribute to the public servants who helped make it happen. But Dr. Brown questioned if the government will carry out what he called the ideals and values of TNT's citizens.
Will we be carrying the voice of a warmonger Prime Minister? Will we be carrying the voice of a cabinet that does not care about international law?
TNT's term on the Security Council will be for 2027 and 2028. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
In congratulating TNT, CARICOM expressed confidence that this country's presence on the Security Council will amplify the voices of Caribbean small island and low-lying coastal states, advocating on issues vital to peace and stability across the region and other vulnerable parts of the world.
Opposition leader Penelope Beckles says she will reshuffle her Senate bench when Parliament reconvenes on Friday. The announcement comes more than a month after opposition Senator Janelle John Bates offered her resignation. She was removed from the Public Accounts and Administration Committee amid allegations she helped edit former Health Minister Terence Dial Singh's witness statement. Both John Bates and Faris Al-Rawi avoided investigation after a motion to refer them to the Privileges Committee was defeated. Following weeks of government criticism and media questions, Beckles would only confirm that changes will be made to her Senate team.
The Arima Borough Corporation has sent home all of its short-term workers for the month of June due to a lack of funds. Just under 20 workers are affected. Deputy Mayor Jovan Roberts says the corporation also cannot cover its $1.4 million monthly salary bill for 222 permanent staff or pay pensions. He explained the shortfall came after the corporation was instructed to use its allocation to pay partial back pay for PSA members, draining about 5 months of salary funds. Roberts says the workers may be reinstated in July if additional funds come through the mid-year budget review. Minister of Rural Development and Local Government Khadija Amin revealed that several corporations have requested funding for temporary workers and received it, but she has not seen a request from ARIMA. Roberts insists the corporation disclosed its financial position to the ministry 2 months ago, covering both temporary and permanent staff shortfalls. Meanwhile, Minister Amin is also assuring workers attached to the Port of Spain City Corporation that their salaries are not at risk. This follows concerns raised by Mayor Chinua Alain over the corporation's ability to meet payroll obligations in the coming months. Alain revealed that while workers were paid in full for May, the corporation had been advised that it lacks sufficient funding to pay all public servants in June and has no allocation available for the remainder of the financial year. However, Amin accused the PNM of being mischievous and misleading.
The Trinidad and Tobago Aggregate Producers Association is happy with the Energy Ministry's efforts to address challenges in the quarrying sector. Following a meeting with Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal and other officials today, Association President Nigel Tenya described the discussion as highly productive. Tenya also praised the ministry's willingness to engage directly with stakeholders and said it has no objection to the issuance of holdover letters to operators whose licenses had expired. As requested by the ministry, Tenya says the association will be providing a list of its members together with the status of each operator's licensing and approval process. Speaking later at a seedling distribution function in Debe, Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal described the meeting as successful.
And we want this sector to be up and running quickly, so that we are happy that we have entities with holdover letters. We are happy we are processing new applicants for license, because it's critical that we have a reasonable price supply of aggregate for the massive construction that we are about to follow. This is also an export matter. In fact, we can raise a valuable foreign exchange by exporting aggregate to the Caribbean islands.
The ministry will also host a stakeholder open house at the end of the month.
The central bank's latest monetary policy report points to cautious growth for TNT, with the energy sector expected to support output.
And also tonight, we look at the high cost of gridlock. Gisha Kaulas Alonso tells us more in tonight's Business Watch.
The central bank's latest monetary policy report issued on Wednesday says energy sector growth depends on new projects and continued investment, stating that new gas developments should help stabilize production. Outside energy, the report notes that growth would rely on the Buy Local campaign as well as the government's revitalization plan, which is expected to boost construction. Regarding the labor market, the report warns that this would remain soft in the near term, with public sector jobs declining while private hiring is cautious. However, the report says conditions should improve gradually. Meanwhile, inflation is forecast to rise in the coming months as key drivers include global tensions, U.S. tariffs, and higher international food prices. In other business news, the disruption to public transportation has translated into a financial windfall for private hire operators and digital ride platforms, with the demand spiking as thousands searched for alternative ways to get to work on Monday and Tuesday. TT Rideshare Limited, operators of the TTRS platform, told Business Watch there was an uptick in activity on Monday and Tuesday during the Maxi taxi strike.
The demand for today is a lot higher than that. Based on the users, so I can say the user numbers have more or less, it's gone up by more than 20%.
Meanwhile, Communications Director of Alrighty, Leslie Douglas Wickham, also shared that the local platform recorded significant increases in ride requests and completed trips throughout the strike period.
Alrighty saw a significant increase in business on Monday, which would have been the first day of the strike action by the Maxi taxis. We saw about a 25% increase in ride requests, and a 30% increase for scheduled rides, which of course is a feature that allows riders to confirm a ride up to 30 minutes before their intended time of departure.
She added the company moved quickly to respond to public demand by offering discounted prices. And now for a look at today's forex and energy prices. Geisha Kaulesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
And it's now time for tonight's financial tip.
Money Matters, brought to you by Answer Bank.
In tonight's Money Matters, planning for retirement is about mapping out your long-term independence, and that journey requires deliberate steps today. True security in your later years means moving beyond a basic savings account to ensure your money keeps its purchasing power. A strong retirement plan relies on diversifying your portfolio through dedicated retirement accounts, stable mutual funds, or conservative investments that actively outpace inflation. Alongside investing, focus on aggressively clearing high-interest debt well before you exit the workforce. The key to a successful retirement plan is time. Compounding interest rewards early action, turning consistent small steps today into absolute financial stability for your future.
Money Matters, brought to you by Answer Bank.
As we head to a break, let's check in now with Sigoni.
Well, springtide may officially end today, but marine users should continue exercising caution. I'll tell you why right after the break.
You shop it, you stock it, now it's time to own it. Introducing the West Indian Traders Limited Initial Public Offering, your opportunity to become a shareholder in the company, delivering the brands you know and love. With 30 years of success, WIT is opening its doors for every consumer to invest in its growing future. Offer closes June 5th, 2026, and your minimum investment is only $100. Visit goipo.jncb.com to review the prospectus and apply today. The lead broker and arranger is NCB Merchant Bank Trinidad and Tobago Limited. Conditions apply.
It's Super Month in Savings. Only at Passage, the Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Chicken Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, 225 grams, 3-pack, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Franks, 3 packs, $20. Lucozade Energy Drink, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana in Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo low-fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes and Oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Bushside, quality value, that's our way. The real Bushsides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bushsides.
Is Dad suffering from thinning hair? This Father's Day, put an end to his hair troubles with the Laser Hair Growth Helmet from Modern Caribbean Enterprises Limited. Powered by advanced red light technology, it helps support hair growth, improve thickness, and restore confidence. All from the comfort of your home. Visit us today and make it a gift that lasts. Shop now and get a free magnetic hairbrush when you purchase the Laser Hair Growth Helmet. Call 653-0011.
Discover your favorite treat with Casey Candy Gummies. Sweet or sour, dive into a wave of fun shapes and flavors. Our halal gummies are made with fruit juices, and every bite is packed with fun, chewiness, and pure deliciousness. Perfect for an everyday snack, birthday parties, or lunch boxes. Make your snack time irresistible. And enjoy your day with Casey Gummies.
now time for the weather forecast. Sigoni, Corpus Christi is also known for planting. What kind of weather can we expect tomorrow? The usual rain, perhaps?
That's right, because Corpus Christi is also a time known for having some wet weather. So if you're doing some planting, maybe wait until that rain shower activity kind of subsides a little bit and do it in the afternoon period. So let's take a look at that forecast. Why are we talking about rain? Because we are definitely getting some rain shower action right now across Trinidad and in Tobago. We have some light to moderate showers rolling in, and we're also seeing a significant amount of cloudiness really increasing as the day progressed into midnight. We could see some stronger breezes coming into play, and with it showery activity, the possibility of a heavy downpour into tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, we're not too bad in the mid-20s, but it will feel a little bit cooler with all of that rain shower activity happening. And that means Saharan dust gets to relax for the next couple of days. And we're saying days because this plume of moisture, it's a trough at this time, bringing in a little bit of instability and moisture for Trinidad and Tobago and for the southern Windward Islands. But get this, it's going to enhance a significant amount of cloud cover in our area. And we also have a lot of moisture rolling in or advecting, being transported on some upper level winds from the South American continent. So we are going to be seeing a couple of days worth of cloudiness and some showery activity. The question is, how much rain are we actually going to get? Because we may see some light to moderate showers. Isolated areas may get a heavy downpour or two, but not everywhere will get the same type of rain shower activity. So take that into consideration as you commute and conduct your daily activities through this forecast, because from tomorrow, Corpus Christi pushing us all the way through the weekend. We kick off with some wet weather, but by early next week, sunshine returns, and you'll notice our temperatures gradually increasing as well, so we'll be feeling steamy again by Monday morning. Overall, we are seeing some thunderstorm activity in the forecast, especially picking up from Friday into Saturday. So pay attention where that is concerned for those of you in Trinidad. In Tobago, thunderstorm action might be in your forecast early into tomorrow morning and also into Friday. Saturday, still cloudy, but by Monday, sunshine returns, and with it, the heat and the really steamy temperatures as well. What else do we have in this forecast? Well, we do have agitated seas for those of you thinking about heading offshore. Springtide has ended, yes, but we are looking out for strong winds with this bit of moisture and instability. Our wind direction is holding, but within the nearshore and sheltered areas, conditions could become a little bit choppy at times, especially where we have heavy downpours and the possibility of isolated thunderstorm activity. So be mindful as you go about your day tomorrow, not just on the beaches, but on land. We could still see gusty winds in those heavy downpours, and we could also see some localized street or flash flooding. So pay attention when you're commuting and going about your business.
All right, thank you so much, Sigoni. Let's tell you what's still to come in the news. Prison officer on remand for more than a decade for killing another prison officer in a love triangle now walks free.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
Dry, irritated skin can make everyday life uncomfortable. For those with eczema, psoriasis, or sensitive, damaged skin, Manuka Derm is made with medical-grade Manuka honey, not regular honey, known for its soothing and healing properties. It helps calm, protect, and support skin recovery. Suitable for dry skin, skin tears, excoriations, and minor superficial wounds and burns. Manuka Derm, powered by Manuka honey. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
It's Super Month and Savings, only at Passad's The Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, to 25 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Frats, 3 packs, now $20. Happy Charming Noodles, rolled or fine, 340 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Look Lucozade Energy 360 ml, 2 bottles now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins now $20. More super savings on Moo low fat evaporated milk 250 ml, 4 packs now $20. Blue Sea tuna flakes in water and oil, 4 tins now $20. Cataly tomato ketchup, 3 packs now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. A real Bursides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bursides.
In every room, Vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in Trinidad and Tobago, driven by 2 silent threats, diabetes and high cholesterol. But now there's a powerful ally, introducing Berberine Plus by Asia Nutrition, clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar and keep cholesterol levels in check. With 99.9% pure extract, you get superior absorption and real results. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus, your heart deserves better.
Legends need to be celebrated while they can still hear the applause. Trinidad and Tobago, let's show our appreciation for this Calypso giant in Thank You, David. Saturday, June 6th at Napa, Port of Spain. One night, one legend, countless unforgettable songs. Celebrating King David in his presence and performing some of his many hits include Roger George, KV Charles, Chrison Joseph, Terry Lyons, Adrian Filbert, Irvin Alves, Chuck Gordon.
Special guest Super Bandman, Dane Gulston, and the Lydian Singers.
MC Sonny Bling.
Tickets cost $225 and $275. If stocks last, call 491-1802.
Thank you, David.
I don't know what that means, let's scream.
A prison officer has been freed of murdering a colleague in a love triangle gone wrong. Javon Sylvester was acquitted by a 12-member jury this afternoon. He had been accused of fatally stabbing Dominique Bernard in June 2014 at the apartment of a colleague they were both involved with. Reports say the woman ended her relationship with Bernard months before becoming involved with Sylvester. The fatal fight happened when Sylvester found Bernard at the apartment during an unplanned visit. During the trial, attorney Dane Halls argued that Sylvester acted in self-defense after being attacked. The jury agreed, finding him not guilty. In a brief interview, Halls said he was troubled that Sylvester spent 14 years in custody before clearing his name in a 10-day trial.
All right, well, today is Global Running Day, a worldwide celebration encouraging people to get active and embrace healthier lifestyles through running.
Here in Trinidad and Tobago, the running community continues to grow with more people participating in organized 5K events.
In tonight's Wellness Wednesday, we look at the movement that's inspiring people to put their best foot forward.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrand. Get what you need naturally.
From neighborhood streets to parks and promenades, more people are discovering the benefits of running. Global Running Day, observed annually on the first Wednesday in June, celebrates the sport's ability to improve both physical and mental health while bringing people together. And while traditional races remain popular, technology is helping to reshape the running experience. Virtual runs, where participants complete a set distance at a location and time of their choosing while tracking their progress through fitness apps and smart devices, have become increasingly common. The flexibility allows runners of different ages and fitness levels to participate without the pressure of a formal race environment. At the same time, there's been a noticeable increase in the number of 5K events across TNT. Charity runs, corporate wellness challenges, community races, and fitness fundraisers are attracting both seasoned runners and first-time participants. Health professionals say running can strengthen the heart, improve cardiovascular fitness, reduce stress, and help lower the risk of chronic diseases such as hypertension and diabetes. For those interested in getting started, experts recommend beginning with a combination of walking and jogging, setting realistic goals and focusing on consistency rather than speed. The growing popularity of virtual races and community 5Ks suggests that more people are finding ways to make fitness fit their lifestyle. As the world marks Global Running Day, the message is clear. Whether you're running a competitive race, joining a virtual challenge, or simply taking a jog around your neighborhood, every step contributes to better health. Liana Maharaj, CNC3 News.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrand. Get what you need naturally.
All right, let's pass the baton over now to Jovan, who's up next with sport. And it's bad news for fans of the Maroon.
That's right, Jussie. Despite a valiant reply, the West Indies is on the brink of defeat in the ODI series opener versus Sri Lanka. And Tobago's next generation gets its first taste of competition. We'll have highlights when sport returns.
With Alive multivitamins by Nature's Way, you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it. Discover how you can age vibrantly with Alive.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Love eating spicy food, but soon after, that familiar discomfort begins. Heartburn, acid reflux, and bloating. Introducing Peptica Gel, formulated with aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and simethicone to help neutralize excess acid. It's sugar-free with no chalky aftertaste and a pleasant orange flavor. Peptica Gel works fast to relieve heartburn, acid reflux, gas, and bloating, so you can feel comfortable again and get back to enjoying life. Peptica Gel, get the relief you need today. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
It's Super Mountain Savings! Only at Passage, the Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Chicken Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, 225 grams, 3-pack, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Franks, 3 packs, $20. Lucozade Energy Drink, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo low-fat evaporated milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes and Oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Bushside, quality value, that's our way. A real Bushsides, we're here to stay. The Food King Bushsides.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. Sri Lanka's batters put the West Indies to the sword in the first of 3 ODIs at Sabina Park today, setting a big target for the regional side. Here's more. Today marked the start of a crucial series for the men in maroon on a brilliant day in Kingston. The West Indies elected to field at Sabina and plucked some joy from the Sri Lanka top order in the 7th over. Kamindo Mendes bowled Jaden Seals, caught behind by skipper Shea Hope. The Lankans 22 for 1. Their captain Kusal Mendes joined opener Patum Nasanka, and what followed was a day of toil for the regional side. Together, with Mendes taking the lead, they ran up the score. He had 4 equal parts of 4s and 6s in a 62-ball appearance, racing to his 50 in 42. 42. Nisanka got his in 49 before Mendes held one out from Matthew Ford to Alzari Joseph on 72. Sri Lanka 158 for 2. Pavon Ruth Nayaka replaced him and alongside Nisanka took the score to 177. Ruston Chase and Hope collaborated to remove the big scalp of Nisanka, out for 79 after 103 balls, 9 fours and 6 sixes. The tourists brought up the 137.1 overs with Charist Asalanka and Ruth Nayaka at the wicket. The latter was next gone for 24. Sri Lanka 221 for 4 at that point. Asalanka and Janeth Lianage brought the Sri Lankans to 285 before the former made his exit for Ford's second wicket. He had best figures of 2 for 44. Sri Lanka lost 2 more wickets, Seals ending with 2 wickets for 67, as Sri Lanka ended their 50 overs on 303 for 7. Now in reply, the West Indies fell short by 41 runs, all out for 262. That is despite 56 from captain Shea Hope and 45 from opener Justin Graves. We'll have all the reaction in tomorrow's Sportcast. Now the Lincoln Cripple Griffith North Zone Basketball League continued at the Woodbrook Youth Facility last evening, and Caston Cupid has the highlights.
In the first match of the doubleheader, Caledonia Clippers in the white and red trimmings had a plan to use their size and height advantage against the youthful Royalty Basketball Academy. Their experience showed, dominating the boards combined with this well-executed fast break. Not to be undone, Royalty's Marcus Young tried his best in the paint, getting the bucket and the foul. He would complete the three-point play, leading the way for Royalty with 15 points. Clippers were careless with the rock at times, missing wide-open layups. Royalty was also guilty, with a chance to make them pay with this uncontested 3. Air ball was the result. Clippers from deep opened up a 54-31 halftime lead. Tighter marking really pressured Royalty as they only scored 7 points in the third as Clippers began to stretch their lead. Brian Sanch easy does it. He had 12. It was 83-38 heading into the fourth. Royalty didn't do themselves any favors. It wasn't their night. But for Clippers, it was a walk in the park. Putting on a show was Akil Painter, who finished with a game-high 17 points, guiding Caledonia Clippers to a massive 97-51 victory. In the second match, Spartans TT in the black won the tip and never looked back. Their main man, Shonel Pompey, was in the zone. He was letting it fly. He was on the bus route the way he went east to west with ease. No passengers on this trip. He had a game-high 30 points. New Generation Sifan Davis had a perfect pair on this trip to the line. Off the Pompey miss, Jordan Redman positioning was perfect for the putback. Davis with the floater kept New Generation close. He was their top scorer with 20. They were finding a rhythm. Zachary Simarath with the triple. But Spartans had an answer for everything New Generation had to offer. Pompey to Zane Peters, that was 3 of his 20-point night as Spartans TT got the 9-point victory, 77-89 the final. Caston Cupid, CNC3 Sport.
Thanks, Caston. Now, Holy Faith Convent Couva and St. Benedict's College are your national under-15 Trinbago futsal champions. Both teams were crowned as the tournament's inaugural edition came to an end at the Maloney Indoor Sporting Arena. Samaki Felician has more.
After a long day of non-stop knockout action, the inaugural Under-15 Trinbago Futsal Championships came down to 2 highly anticipated finals at the Maloney Indoor Sporting Arena on Tuesday. First up was the girls' final, as Holy Faith Convent Couva Secondary in blue faced off against Five Rivers Secondary in dark blue and orange. Five Rivers started brightly, with Jada Herbert looking dangerous every time she touched the ball, but Holy Faith's defense stood tall to keep the match scoreless. That disciplined defending would soon pay off. Krista Joseph produced a brilliant first touch to get past her marker before calmly slotting home to give Holy Faith the lead. And just before the break, Holy Faith would strike again, as Captain Zinga Cannington finished off a well-worked move from Joseph to make it 2-0. The second half followed a similar pattern, with Five Rivers throwing players forward in search of goals. Herbert eventually found the net, but it proved to be only a consolation as Holy Faith held on for a 2-1 victory to claim the first ever girls title. Then attention turned to the boys' final between Karipichaima West Secondary in blue and St. Benedict's College in green and yellow. Both sides came out with intensity, looking to take control early. However, strong defensive play kept it at 0-0 to end the first half. The breakthrough finally arrived in the second period when St. Benedict's Chase Simone produced a lovely 2-touch finish finish to send his teammates and supporters into celebration. That goal would give them the momentum they needed as they found another in the closing minutes to reign supreme. When the dust settled, Holy Faith Convent Couva Secondary and St. Benedict's College stood alone as the inaugural Under-15 Trinbago Futsal champions. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
Thanks, Samaki, and congratulations to them both. Now, Tobago's future generation of athletes got their first taste of competitive action on Thursday at the 6th Annual Early Childhood Games at the Buko Integrated Facility. 21 schools participated in the event, and after a number of exciting events, Canby Early Childhood Centre was crowned 2026 champions. The games are Assemblyman Wayne Clark's brainchild in an effort to integrate sports into the island's development of all-round children. Now, despite exorbitant costs associated with attaining broadcast rights, the appeal of the World Cup every 4 years makes it a double-edged sword. After weighing up the pros and cons, Rush Sports Network has leapt to the rescue of football fans across 13 Caribbean territories.
Broadcast rights for the FIFA World Cup are usually secured from FIFA by a third-party distributor before being sub-licensed to telecommunications companies or broadcast networks in individual regions such as the Caribbean. Expectedly, this undertaking requires careful thought and planning. For the 2026 event, Caribbean Premier Sports Limited, which owns and operates Rush Sports Network, has taken the leap, albeit mere weeks before the tournament begins. The fee paid has remained undisclosed due to confidentiality rules. However, in a recent interview with Guardian Media Sport, CPSL CEO Michael Luktong explained how the decision was reached.
You need other players in the market, and that was has always been our position from day one. I mean, if nobody wants to get into something where you're not at least at a minimum recouping the investment, and everybody wants to make a return. The Caribbean is 22 markets odd. There are enough players in there. This thing could be a portion. With a group of with different entities, where it makes for in each individual entity it makes sense.
While on the global scale, these rights do generate the bulk of FIFA's revenue into the billions and steadily climbing since Russia 2018, ensuring meaningful trickle-down is tricky, especially in markets such as ours.
We're a fragmented region, a lot of small states, and when you're operating in such a environment, it's not it takes more than one players to make something like this work. People consuming content and all these different platforms, so the ecosystems are not as they once were, as simple as they once were. Media, as the sports media as well, it's a business at the end of the day. And you just have to make choices that you can handle.
And that's not unique to smaller markets. In India, for instance, the rights were only sold to ZTV on Monday, and only after FIFA slashed its original ask from $100 million to $60 million for a package of 39 events between 2026 to 2034. Meanwhile, closer to home, with the exception of Jamaica, where live coverage will be split with one free-to-air channel, the Rush Network will broadcast all 104 matches live in 12 other territories, including Trinidad and Tobago.
And that includes, the games, they have games in the latter part of the first round that are played at the same time. So in those cases, we would have, games on two channels.
Public watch parties, competitions, and activations are all planned as a part of the Rush World Cup experience. Jassy Marik, CNC3 Sport.
8 days to go, can't hardly wait. Now, for our Sport High tonight, we head to the international friendly between Poland and Nigeria. Enjoy.
Nigeria leading Poland 2-1, and just about 20 seconds left in the match. Poland's Przemysław Wisewski let it rip from about 40 yards out. Yes, that was a beamer screamer. So Wisewski, for that cannon of an equalizer, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
True Ramdeo special day.
You know, I was going to say it. I've been auditioning for a sports side for the longest while. I haven't made it just yet, but don't worry, soon.
The year is young. You never know. Thank you so much, Jovan. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Catch Sherwin Gardner live in Sold Out on Sunday, 7th June at Napa Porta, Spain. Tickets $250. Get yours now. Available at Crosby St. James, all extra food supermarkets, Simon's Music Supplies, Board Street, all Kenny's Sports Stores, Dominican Bookstore, St. Finbar's Compound, Napa Box Office, online at islandetickets.com. For more info, call 358-6397. Sherwin Gardner, Sold Out.
It's Super Month and Savings, only at Passad's The Food King. Incredible deals on Santa Rosa Vienna Sausage, 4 tins, now $20. Golden Brand Margarine Stick, to 25 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Guiltless Yum Yogurt, 4 tubs, now $20. More wow deals on Sierra Chicken Fracks, 3 packs, now $20. Happy Charming Noodles, rolled or fine, 340 grams, 3 packs, now $20. Lucozade Energy, 360 ml, 2 bottles, now $20. Fresh Harvest Chana and Brine, 3 tins, now $20. More super savings on Moo Low Fat Evaporated Milk, 250 ml, 4 packs, now $20. Blue Sea Tuna Flakes in water and oil, 4 tins, now $20. Cataly Tomato Ketchup, 3 packs, now $20. Sale ends June 7th or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. That's we're here to stay. The Food King Passad's.
It's now time for our regional roundup.
Dominica has launched a $25 million initiative to battle the existential threat of climate change. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the GCF-funded project will directly support farmers and agro-processors with climate-smart technologies. Barbados has opened a new offshore licensing round offering 19 ultra-deepwater blocks for oil and gas exploration. Energy Minister Kerry Simmons says international bidders must meet stricter climate standards, specifically providing that they effectively manage potent methane emissions. Officials estimate the revenue-boosting reserves could hold up to 13 billion barrels of oil. The pre-qualification window closes on September 1st. And Guyana is expanding its local content laws beyond oil and gas to accelerate domestic participation in major national infrastructure projects. President Dr. Irfan Ali announced new initiatives, including a junior stock exchange and diaspora bonds, aimed at allowing citizens to secure fixed-rate returns. This comes as the regional fast-growing economy expects to surpass 1 million barrels of oil production per day by the end of the year. Chester Zambrano, CNC3 News.
From here, we take another quick break. Stay with us right here on CNC3.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Art continues to shine as the Art Society of Trinidad and Tobago's annual members exhibition.
This year's showcase features the work of 52 artists, including 80-year-old Pat Farrell Frederick. Though retired, Farrell Frederick proves passion has no expiry date. After decades of creating, the former textile science teacher still transforms everyday materials into works of art.
No, I don't know what it is with creatives, right? But if I don't start creating something, I just feel as if, well, nothing's happening in my life. So It's just that it's just some kind of drive, you know, to just go and create something. I submitted 3 and it only chose 1.
Pat insists she has no plans of putting away her creative tools anytime soon and encourages others to support artists as best as they can. If you would like to see Pat's work and many others, visit the Art Society of TNT.
And finally, tonight, while we've been tracking clouds, sunshine and showers, some very special little weather enthusiasts from Jumpstart Childcare Services stopped by to learn all about the weather and what it takes to bring stories to you every day.
And if that wasn't sweet enough, they had a special surprise waiting for Sigoni. Take a look at this heartwarming performance from our future meteorologists, journalists, and storytellers.
Good morning, Auntie Sigoni. Good morning, Auntie Sigoni. Good morning, Auntie Sigoni. We're happy to meet you. You're fantastic weather forecaster. You're fantastic weather forecaster. You're fantastic weather forecaster. And we're very proud of you. What's the weather? What's the weather like today? Is it sunny? Yes, really. Is it cloudy? Is it cloudy today?
Quite special indeed. Sigoni, how was that experience? How did you feel hearing them sing for you?
It made me cry. I honestly started to cry in the newsroom, and it was nice to see them come in. They were really brave enough to go on the weather wall and just do their stuff.
That's right. Bright as well. I love their song and the lyrics. All right, well, that's how we end the 7 p.m. news here on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambley.
I'm Jesse Ramdale.
I'm Jovan Ravello.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed. Have a good night.